Eye for an eye, getting even, payback, or as they're all better known as, revenge, is an incredibly powerful motivator. This was no different in ancient Greek society, as both gods and goddesses and mortals alike saw that it was their right to harm those who had wronged them. 7th century BCE, the hymn to Aphrodite was a perfect example of revenge between immortal deities, showing that they were not immune to these acts of retribution. In this myth, Aphrodite uses her powers over love and lust to make other gods and goddesses fall in love with mortals and have children with them. Sick of Aphrodite's meddling and involvement with their lives, Zeus causes her to fall in love with a mortal man Anchises, who she sleeps with and has a child with. Aphrodite is now embarrassed over her affair with Anchises and realizes that she can no longer use her sway over other gods and goddesses. She even tells Anchises, "But now my mouth can never again boast about this among the immortal. I've gone very far off the track in a wretched and inexcusable way." Immortal deities were not immune to humiliation or anger, which can be seen with Zeus, and to protect his honor and pride, he decided to enact revenge on Aphrodite so that she can feel the same shame that she had caused many other immortals. Even though he risked the wrath of Aphrodite, Zeus felt that revenge was the best course of action against her, and the wrong Zeus felt that she had committed. With his revenge, Zeus forced Aphrodite into the same situation she had previously bragged about putting other immortals into. However, not all stories of revenge end with only a feeling of shame. Featured in Ovid's Metamorphoses, the myth of Artemis and Actaeon was written in 8 AD to showcase the theme of change in shape. According to the myth, Artemis and her nymphs were bathing in a grotto in the woods when Actaeon, a hunter, decided to explore his surroundings. Unfortunately, he stumbled across the goddess and her nymphs, and Artemis cursed Actaeon by turning him into a stag because he saw them all naked. Actaeon's hunting companions were still in the woods at the time, and Artemis immediately had his dogs brutally devour and kill Actaeon. In this tale, the young hunter was guiltless, as the blame should be put on luck, not crime, since there is no crime in an unfortunate accident. Artemis's wrath overpowered any sense of rationality and caused her to seek merciless revenge on Actaeon without allowing him to defend his innocence. Artemis believed her revenge on Actaeon was just, but his plea of innocence proved otherwise, as the punishment in this scenario far outweighed the crime. When it came to immortals and humans, the deities took advantage of their vast power to take revenge on humans, even if they did not always deserve it. Immortal revenge on humans often went to extreme lengths because they wanted to show that they were to be respected and feared, and that humans cannot hurt their pride or honor. The volute crater of Achilles and Hector is attributed to the Berlin painter around the time of 490 to 460 BC. This vessel is named for its unique spiral, scroll-like handles, and it is otherwise known as a mixing bowl since it was used at Greek symposiums to hold wine in the center of the room. Depicted in this type of ceramic red figure painting is the fight between Achilles and Hector during the Trojan War, after Hector had killed Patroclus, Achilles' friend and possible lover. This artifact is a perfect example of revenge between mortals in ancient Greek society. As seen with Achilles and Hector, humans would not forget those who had wronged them and set out to rectify the situation on their own terms. People took the eye for an eye ideology very seriously in ancient Greek society and took the punishments of others into their own hands because they felt that it was their right, no matter the outcome. Revenge was very common in ancient society between mortals and even gods, as it was their form of justice for any wrongdoings that were committed against them. This peleik, or otherwise known as a jar, is an Athenian terracotta red figure artifact. It is attributed to the Nausicaa painter and dated back to 460 to 450 BCE. The function of a peleik is not certain, but due to the shape and location they were found, they are guessed to be used for holding wine or other liquids. Depicted on this artifact is Rhea handing Cronus, her husband, the stone that she had tricked him with so that he would not eat Zeus, and so Rhea could hide and protect him. After Cronus castrated his father, Uranus, his father warned him that his own children would overthrow him, effectively cursing Cronus with revenge. Out of fear, Cronus ate all of his own children besides Zeus because of Rhea's trickery. Zeus eventually grew up and decided to enact revenge on Cronus for eating his siblings and caused him to throw them up. Zeus and his siblings were victorious in overthrowing Cronus and acting out the revenge that Uranus had actually cursed Cronus with. Revenge in this case happened over many years to different immortal deities because of one act by Cronus. This artifact is a perfect example that shows revenge has been a key factor in many events from the beginning of time in ancient Greek society and mythology. Revenge has always been a key motivator behind the actions of humans, gods, goddesses, and even titans. This artifact shows that the act of revenge stood the test of time and continued to happen for many years and in many different circumstances when immortals and mortals felt their pride or honor had been wounded, or when they needed to avenge someone else. The theme of revenge is significant because it was a way of life for people in ancient Greek society and mythology. They believed it was the only way to restore their honor and preserve their pride, whether or not the person on the receiving end of their fury truly deserved it. Every being took part in the act of revenge, even gods, goddesses, titans, and mortals. These deities could not resist defending their honor and pride against lowly humans or even their own family. All of these myths and artifacts show that in the end, people and deities in Greek mythology were all the same. They all felt anger, embarrassment, and betrayal, and the need to even the score by taking out their wrath on others, showing that revenge was a powerful driving force for all forms of life.